Okay, this is Gene Hill, everybody. We welcome him to Silverton First Christian Church, and he's just going to tell us a little bit about himself. Welcome, Gene.
Thank you, Kara. It's good to be here. First of all, I have my mask on, and I was thinking driving over here from Boise how, I mean, we're all in masks, so it may be the end of the interim before you see my face, but I'm going to show you my face now.
There we go.
But I will be wearing my mask during this time and following all of those things. So that's the right thing to do. But anyway, this is my second interim. I just finished an interim in Helena, Montana with First Christian Church Disciples of Christ there on the 15th of May, and I was there for 1 year, and it was a great experience. So I live in Boise, the capital of Idaho. I served in Helena, the capital of Montana, and now I'm just down the road from the capital of Oregon.
Yes, you are.
And I'm looking forward to going through that capital. Years ago in my earlier life, I remember being invited to give the opening prayer for one of the Senate or the legislature or something.
Cool.
But that has been a day or two ago. Anyway, my life in ministry after Northwest Christian College, which is now Bushnell University, has been in the church. I've served full-time and part-time with disciple churches, and most recently my full-time ministry was with Parkview Christian Church in Meridian, Idaho, which was formerly the First Christian Church of Boise and University Christian Church, which was located across from the Student Union building at Boise State. But in years prior, I had served as full-time minister of music there, and then after they sold to Boise State and moved to Meridian and changed their name, they invited me to come back to be the pastor, which was really an honor and a great time. But my real ministry started in Oregon, and so this is pre-Idaho. I came west, go west, young man, and started at Oregon State, and found it to be a very difficult university academically, but I eventually transferred to NCC and to the University of Oregon, and with them being so located so close together, I was able to get my music education degree from Oregon, and then my Bible and music from the college. So one of the great things about this experience in Eugene and at Northwest Christian College was getting to be a part of the promotional group for the college. And it was at that time called the Waylighters. So what we did, we traveled every weekend to disciple and independent churches throughout the Northwest in California. So I was at Silverton First Christian Church probably when I was 22 or 3.
Wow.
A long time ago. But when Kim Brock brought me in here a week or so ago, I remembered I could remember certain things about the building here.
Yeah.
I don't recall who the pastor would have been in the early 70s, but I think that was before.
Dale Moore, maybe. Before Dale Moore.
But it could have been. It could have been Dale.
Okay.
Which brings me to Steve and Christy Knox, are friends of mine, and the Knox family, of course, is synonymous with the Christian church in Oregon and in the Northwest. And Steve and Christy followed me. I graduated in June of 1981 from Fuller Seminary, and they started in the fall of 81, so we just missed there. But I have followed their ministry through the years, and I'm just thrilled to be here and to see their footprints everywhere
Yeah.
around
Yes.
around Silverton, and of course this church. And I think they are too young to be retired, and I'm too young to be an interim minister. But it is what it is, and life does keep going on by. And so that's a little bit about my journey. I started, grew up in Mississippi, and I can at times have a little bit of an accent, but I'll work on that to make sure you can understand me as we meet through the various activities. But I love Oregon. I love the Northwest, and so it's just great to be back and to remember my early days here and in the Willamette Valley. And I'm sure there are many friends that live in Salem and Kaiser, and I even drove through Scio, Oregon last week and remembered the Wurgler family. I don't know if anybody knew the Wurglers there, but it's just amazing the connections that we have. So I'm looking forward to getting to know everyone here in the church and your stories and where you've been and what you're doing, and I'm sure there'll be some overlapping of people that, well, we know the same
exactly
situation. So I think that's one of the great things about being a Christian and being in the church and the history of all of this. It's wonderful. But I am very impressed with historic Silverton. I'm living I'll be able to walk over here to the church from the Wolf Building, and where I'm found an apartment. And Kara, you have been so wonderful and helpful, and the Brocks and the whole transition team. I really appreciate
you're welcome. Thank you.
What you've done and the welcome. And believe me, not every church knows how to welcome. And in fact, I'm going to be speaking Sunday in my first message about welcoming and how we are all welcomed again and again, really, into the family of God. And it's just not the chosen ones, the Jewish, but it's all of us. We have an opportunity to be in this wonderful family. So I don't know if I rambled a little too much on that.
No, you're good. You're great.
Usually people do ask about family, and I'm old enough now to have 3 grandchildren.
Oh, cool.
In fact, today is their first day of school in California. So they are, the oldest 2 are going in with their mask and to meet their teacher, to get their supplies, and then they'll go home, and the school has supplied iPads or something like that. So they'll start their online thing, and being an educator, care about all of that. So
definitely.
It's a different time for a 2nd grader and a kindergartner.
Yes, for sure.
And for mom and dad.
Yes.
And certainly the teachers. Yes. But anyway, so I have 3 grandchildren, a 7-year-old boy, Walter, a 5-year-old girl, Bee, and a 2-year-old girl, Birdie.
Aww.
So Birdie, Bee, and Walter.
Yes.
And their mother is my daughter, Brianna.
Okay.
And she and her husband and wife, they live on a ranch where there are vineyards all around, and in a renovated barn. It reminds me of this area, but it's in the Santa Ynez Valley and Los Olivos solving, all in there. So, and then my 35-year-old son and his girlfriend live wherever there's snow.
Oh.
And they come right up here to government camp when, even
Yeah.
in the summer, I think. But they live near Truckee, California.
Okay.
And they work in whatever job so that they can snowboard.
Wow.
That's what they do. So
Nice.
yeah, it must be nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, those are my two children. They were born in Boise, and so they still have a connection and feel a connection to their home base there, even though they're in California now. So what else?
I was just going to ask, what are your hours and days going to be here at the church? So
well, that is a good question,
Okay.
and I haven't met with Cindy yet, and I'm hoping Cindy will guide me and tell me
Okay.
what. I know she's here from 9 to 1.
Yes.
And Monday through Thursday. I would like to probably take off on Friday, and I usually do my sermonizing and message preparation. Well, I'm always working on that, thinking of that, I'm praying on that, but usually Thursday afternoons that kind of formalizes and comes together. Even though I have done my titles and themes and scripture, because I follow, and I don't know what Steve did, but I follow the lectionary, which is kind of good for everyone because eventually it covers everything. But that's kind of the foundation base. But I want to stay flexible even on that because, as we all know, things change so quickly, and I want to be able to bring in the things that we're all dealing with and going.
Yes.
That's important. So I would imagine my office hours would be similar to what Cindy's are.
Okay.
The mornings, and then the afternoon I'll be maybe at Starbucks, and
Yes.
I'll be
Yes.
downtown sitting outside or something. But and I really this is my first interim ministry in the full pandemic.
Okay.
In Helena, it started, of course, in March. So I had 10 Sundays where I just preached to the camera, and there were 2 or 3 people around.
Yeah.
But it's a different, in visiting people, it's a different type of context. So I envision myself being on the phone a lot and calling people and seeing how they're doing that way. And I know last week I phoned Beth Chase from the church family here, and we weren't able to actually talk, but at least I was able to have a contact with her. And there'll be others, and I'm not opposed to going to homes. I've got my mask, but I don't want to. We need to be just very sensitive to everybody, because we're all experiencing this time in a little bit different way, and the basic is mask and distancing.
Yes.
But I want to stay busy,
Definitely.
and I want to be in contact with the people, because this is why I'm here.
Yes, good.
Is to, as I shared with you and the committee and the team, my time here is really just to let everyone know that everything's okay. Yes, we're in a pandemic, but we're also transitioning from a long-term pastoral ministry into something new. So this is a time that, with the regional office and the transition team, and is the transition team the search committee?
No.
Oh, there's going to be a different
committee. Yeah.
There'll be a different committee for that. But listening, the search committee listening, and everybody talking among themselves about where we've been, what we've had, and how do we see the future of this church in downtown, and its future, and what type of a person would be the best to help lead us into a new future as everything continues to change. So that's why I'm here, just to take care of everybody while during this in-between time.
Yes. Thank you so much.
So that's what an interim pastor does. And maybe a year from now you may have a new person, you may not, and then whenever that time comes, then I'll move on to another example. But I'll tell you, this is, the church people, the church facility, the community, 30 miles from Portland, where all of this chaos has been going on, it's amazing. I just sense a specialness about this place, and I'm not just saying that. So I'm excited about.
Well, we are too.
About being here.
Yes, and we'll see you on Sunday morning. I hear a lot of us are going to be here to welcome you, so that's exciting.
Thank you. And I'm excited for Sunday to see how it's going to be. I have watched your Facebook Live, and let me just say, I was so impressed with Myrna and Noel Phillips, who kind of did the last month of leading.
Yes.
Myrna is an outstanding preacher. I had, and I think I heard last week that they have a Montana connection, maybe from Great Falls and Helena, where I just was. But I was so impressed with their messages and their leadership, and helping the church to not only prepare for this interim time, but for me coming as the interim, because we're all different people.
Yes.
And we all have different strengths and abilities and weaknesses and all of that. So so anyway, I was just wanted to thank the Phillips for their excellent leading, and I did get to meet, of course, with the elders and the board members, some of the board members. A couple of weeks ago, has it been, or just a week ago?
I know, it all runs together.
But anyway, I just looking forward to it.
Yes, well, we are too. Yes, we want to definitely welcome you, and we'll see you on Sunday, okay?
Great.
All right, thank you so much.
Kara.